Starting a new Ask GPT channel or playlist on my channel. I have a lot of random questions that I ask ChatGPT every other day or randomly. I have ideas or some people are talking and I want to Google something, but nowadays you don't Google things, you ChatGPT it. And because I'm a nerdy guy and I like economics and politics, I and engineering stuff, I ask theoretical what ifs or I debate it sometimes. So today was about resetting the gold standard. So last night there was a Kudlow video on Fox with Art Laffer and Steve Forbes, and they were ranting about Art Laffer had a rant about the gold and going back to the gold standard. And in 1913 or something, it was $22 an ounce. And now it's closer to 2000. They're thinking about it's going like 3000 an ounce. So I asked ChatGPT, first of all, what would happen if we went onto the gold standard? Like what would it cause? Because I don't know, I don't fully understand how it works. So instead of going to Investopedia or something and having to read all information and compile it in my head, I want to use ChatGPT for free analysis, obviously. So it, the obvious way is if you just say use the current price of gold. The problem is ChatGPT says is that you end up that if people want to redeem their dollars into gold to test the new convertibility, the standard, there because there's more dollars, M2 is far greater by I think 2 orders of magnitude than the quantity of gold, even in the U.S. of bullion, or just gold period, not in the U.S. Treasury, but gold in the U.S. Therefore, the government would have to buy gold, or people are gonna buy gold. People are gonna sell dollars to get gold. People are gonna buy dollars with gold, and inherently selling the dollar, and that would tank the dollar relative to gold, and gold would spike to ridiculous amounts. Um, Basically, calling the bluff on the standard until there would be an equilibrium of and of gold somewhere in tens of thousands or hundreds of thousands. And in the meantime, there would be a massive inflation according to GPT. Now, I didn't understand why, yes, gold relative to dollars would go nuts, but why should the dollar relative to commodities, buying food, oil, cars, stuff, why should there be massive inflation? So it didn't fully explain it, just said that's the way it works. If the dollar tanks relative to gold, um, then there would be a spike of inflation. It didn't really make sense to me. But I tried to work around the other way. I asked ChatGPT, what if instead we pegged dollar to gold, instead of instead of saying that the dollar is $2,000 per ounce, we overshoot it. We say it's $500,000 per ounce. What would happen then? What would happen then is people would want to redeem gold for dollars. Uh, or even if you didn't let people, if you even if you didn't let people redeem gold for dollars, only dollars for gold, then the peg would be meaningless because essentially it doesn't do anything because you still have all that wiggle room between the equilibrium price of gold to dollars and the gold standard price. Let's say equilibrium is $10,000, $50,000. So if you do $500,000, that's either 50 times or 10 times. So that would all that room is room for money printing, essentially what that accomplishes. That's what it means that the peg is meaningless. That it is pegged and nobody can do anything to subvert it, but that means the government can also print money up until that point. So the next idea is peg the dollar to gold at the estimated equilibrium point. If you would, where if you peg the dollar to gold under that point, people would arbitrage it. So you estimate or overshoot it a tiny bit. So let's say you do five, let's say I don't know the ratio exactly of current gold. It's not gold in Fort Knox. It's not gold owned by Treasury. It's gold in the US because it's basically or gold in circulation that people have can buy and sell liquid gold, like not jewelry and stuff that people aren't going to extract. I mean, at a certain arbitrage margin, people would extract from non-liquid gold sources. But let's keep it simple and say it's gold bullion, gold bars, gold coins that people have, collectors have, or people owning stock of gold ETFs. So that is what's you have to take all of that to and basically have a ratio between that and the current dollars M2, and that ratio is would be the estimated equilibrium price of gold in dollars. So you do that. They set that to be the price. Now the difference between the what the gold standard used to be and what I would my proposal is it used to be you could redeem gold for dollars and dollars for gold. Now, redeeming dollars for gold is what's more commonly understood as the arbitrage, which is what forces, which is what Pull calls a bluff of the gold standard because if you're going to inflate the dollar and therefore I want to sell dollars for gold, and the government can't is insolvent to do that because gold is actually is worth more dollars because they inflated it, right? That's the essential theory. But we're going the opposite way. Uh, if we're going to peg dollars to gold at a price in gold way above the equilibrium or at the equilibrium, but higher than current market price for gold in dollars, then people want to sell gold for dollars. But if we only make dollars redeemable in gold, not the other way around, then people who are holding hoards of stashes of gold are on paper theoretically richer, but they can't actually convert it because the prices of all the commodities, everything besides the dollars, is not going to be worth more in gold or more in gold. Only the dollar's worth more in gold, but only the only way to convert it is to I guess you could sell if you sell gold to other currencies, maybe. I'm not sure what the arbitrage would be. There may be another way around it, but you could basically, if you close all those loopholes, essentially what you do is all those people who have gold. This is the last instance of what I asked ChatGPT. I had to open a new chat because it was getting too long and I didn't want to overwhelm the AI and confuse it. So I just opened a new chat and asked this directly question. If you set it to the equilibrium, if you set dollars to the estimated equilibrium of gold to dollars, and you only make dollars redeemable in gold, not vice versa. What would happen? So ChatGPT still thinks there would be a spike of inflation. I mean, if you set the equilibrium, not more than no, you don't overshoot it, then there's no reason. Basically, essentially, you're saying that the government can't print more dollars, can't expand M2 further than gold expansion rate. You stop it hard. So therefore, there's no reason for inflation. Now, the margin between current market price and the estimated equilibrium price, that inflation is we think we stopped it by like making dollars redeemable in gold, not the other way around. So people have no reason to redeem dollars to gold and they can't redeem gold to dollars. Now, can they sell gold for other stuff? Would there be inflation? I don't. ChatGPT did not explain sufficiently to me. Maybe I'm stupid, but I have an MBA, and I like I understand this enough to talk about it. So, I'm happy to hear comments. To I'm not. This is I thought this was going to be more for entertainment and for like curiosity, but this is turning into more of um a substantive nerdy discussion. And feel welcome to ask questions. It's for me to explain it, not in the further ask ChatGPT video, but maybe in the comments or separately. Um, if you have any other ideas, you can point me where. I will not take any patronizing stupid comments or go look at this source. And it's simple. I might look at the sources, but I will not respond to trollery. I'm welcome to troll you, but I will not let you troll me. I will ignore it. will kick you off. So, yeah, great day.